Welcome back to our page, or welcome if this is the first time watching us.
My name is Rebecca.
And I'm Paul, and today we're going to talk about the importance of working with a local lender, especially if you're going to be relocating here to the Pacific Northwest from another state or another part of the state.
So why would you say that's so important, Paul?
I would say it's important because when you're dealing with a local lender, first of all, you have the opportunity to meet them in person.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but I'm very old school. Mm-hmm. I like to meet people face to face.
Right.
You really get a sense, you get that vibe, you get that sense of, is this person somebody I can trust?
Or connect with.
Or connect with. I think there is something to be said about the old-fashioned, let's meet face to face.
Right.
And I know we do a lot of stuff on the phone or through email, but I think there is that added touch of having just that extra feeling that, you can trust this person you're working with.
Yeah, and I would say even if you can't, because you are relocating and you're not here in town yet, we always have the option to do a Zoom call.
Yeah, and I would say there's that piece. I think the other important piece is there's so many lenders out there, and you're going to get solicited. They're going to be flooding you with text messages, with emails. The problem is a lot of these lenders are in different time zones.
Right.
And you're dealing with that challenge too. You're moving to the Pacific Northwest. Let's say it's 3 o'clock or 3:30, and you want to speak with your lender in Chicago. Guess what? It's 5:30 there.
Right.
They're probably not going to take your call until the next day. And if you need an answer right away, that could be a problem.
That leads to a good point. I mean, I had a situation where somebody called me on a Saturday night and they needed a pre-approval because they were going to submit over, and because I was able to issue the pre-approval and call the listing agent Saturday evening, we won over others that worked with, local banks that weren't open at the time.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and that's a big piece. You have to know that people like Rebecca and I, there's no 9 to 5 in our jobs. You know that, and I know that. We're around the clock answering texts, phone calls, emails at all hours of the day, within reason, of course.
Right.
But it's not uncommon for us to be answering a text at 9:30 at night.
Right, exactly.
And if you're dealing with an East Coast lender or somebody in the Central Time Zone, if it's a Thursday night and it's going to be 11:30, they're probably already in bed.
Right.
Or at the club.
Anyway. Right, exactly. Oh, and I was going to say that because we work as a team, if for some reason, Paul's out with his wife on date night, then I can pick up those calls and vice versa. Another good thing to know is that we work with a lot of listing agents here locally, and so they know that when we submit a pre-approval that we can stand by that. We pre-underwrite our files. We make sure that we've done all our homework up front so that there's no surprises along the way.
And that's a good point you made. That's the other underrated, overlooked piece, is working with a local lender. We know some local real estate agents that we can set you up with. Mm-hmm. I know agent will refer an home inspector to you, but we are also privy to a lot of local professional services when it comes to contractors, when it comes to roofing companies, siding companies, things that you'll need down the road. We have that advantage over out-of-state lenders who are not going to know where to turn to or where to refer you to when it comes to those types of services. Not to mention restaurants, places to go, recreational places,
pet groomers,
things of that nature. We know the local market when it comes to those other services that these other lenders are not going to have.
Exactly.
And so I think that's the biggest advantage. Of course, the other piece to this, an underrated piece, again, is not only is it advantageous to work with a local lender, but also if you end up connecting with other people that are not lenders when you're looking to relocate. In many cases, they know local lenders. People like Rebecca and I have been in the business a long time. Very, very good chance they know who we are.
Right.
And that they've worked with us. So I think those are, that is the biggest advantage you're gonna have when you relocate, is all the things we just described.
I'd also add that we also have in our back pocket as far as being able to close sooner than, other banks or out of state. I closed a deal within 15 days, and that won us the deal over another that was pre-approved out of state, and they had a 30-day close. And obviously, not every seller wants to close quickly, but in this case they did, and we were able to win that over. So that's just another.
Yeah, which, you just brought up something that came to my mind too, in that because we're local, we have a reputation we need to uphold. And we are going to be it's going to be a great incentive for us to overperform for you, because this is local. Our reputation is at stake here. We're going to do everything we can to help you. And with all due respect to these out-of-state lenders, they just don't have that stake in the game. They're out of state, they're in Chicago or Minneapolis or wherever. Their reputation is it's not going to be as critical to their reputation as it is for somebody like Rebecca and I. That's the other piece to this too. I mean, at the end of the day, I do firmly believe we're going to work harder for you than your out-of-state lender.
Agreed.
Because of that.
Yep, I agree.
So any other questions you have, feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information, email addresses are below, phone numbers below, and please, we're going to be doing more of these videos. Please subscribe to our page, like, share. We thank you for watching.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.